Jin-ah stared at the letter in her hands. The paper was strange. It felt like silk but was tough as metal. The words glowed slightly in the dark of her small bedroom. You have been selected to join the Galactic Academy of Sciences. Jin-ah read it again and again. Her heart beat faster. This had to be a joke. Humans had never been invited to the Academy before. Everyone knew that. The Academy was for the smartest beings in the galaxy, and most aliens thought humans were too simple. Jin-ah was smart. She had solved physics problems that her professors couldn't understand. But she was just a human from Earth. She was only 19. Her phone rang. The screen showed a number she didn't know. "Hello," she said. "Is this Jin-ah?" asked a woman's voice. "I'm Sumai. Did you get a letter too?" Jin-ah's grip on her phone tightened. "About the Academy?" "Yes." "So it's real." Sumai sounded as shocked as Jin-ah felt. "I thought someone was playing a trick on me." "I don't know if it's real," Jin-ah said. "But if it is, then we're the first humans ever invited." Sumai finished her thought. A beep cut in. Another call. Jin-ah answered it. "Hi, on HFY," said another woman. "I think we need to talk." 3 days later, Jin-ah stood at the Earth spaceport with her single bag. The letter had said to bring almost nothing. The Academy would provide everything they needed. She spotted 2 other young women nearby, both looking up at the sky with nervous faces. One held a math book. The other carried a small plant in a clear case. "Suma, Ha-1," Jin-ah called out. They turned and smiled with relief. Sumai was short with round glasses and quick eyes. Ha-1 was tall with steady hands that must be good for her biotech work. "I still can't believe this," Ha-1 said, touching her plant case gently. "Me either," said Sumai. "But here we are." A flash of light cut through the clouds. A ship like nothing they had ever seen began to land. It was curved and smooth with no visible engines. It touched down without a sound. A door opened. A tall figure stepped out. He looked almost human, but his skin had a blue tint, and his eyes were too large. "I am Da-hyun, Academy representative," he said in perfect Korean. "My family came from your Korea generations ago. I will take you to the Academy." He looked at them with cold, judging eyes. "You should know that many at the Academy think inviting humans is a mistake. You will need to prove them wrong." Jin-ah looked at Sumai and Ha-1. They all shared the same thought. This wasn't just a chance to learn. This was a test for all humans. The ship waited. Behind them was Earth. Ahead was the galaxy. Jin-ah took the first step forward. The others followed. The ship moved faster than anything Jin-ah had ever known. Earth became a small blue dot and then vanished. Stars stretched into lines of light around them. "This is faster than light travel," Da-hyun said. His voice showed no excitement. "Your scientists think it's impossible. This is why humans are behind." Jin-ah wanted to argue but kept quiet. Sumai and Ha-1 did the same. They had all agreed to watch and learn before speaking too much. After 3 days in space, they saw it. The Academy. It wasn't a planet or a moon. It was a huge ring, like a giant metal donut, spinning around a star that glowed deep purple. "That's a neutron star," Jin-ah whispered. "How can anything orbit so close?" Da-hyun almost smiled. "The Academy has technology your people won't have for 1,000 years. The ship docked at the Academy. When the doors opened, the humans gasped. Hundreds of different aliens walked through a massive hall with a clear ceiling that showed the stars. Some had 6 arms. Others floated instead of walked. One group looked like walking trees. "You 3 will be in separate living areas," Da-hyun said. "The Academy thinks humans might cheat if kept together." "That's not fair," Ha-1 said. "Life isn't fair," Da-hyun replied. "Especially for humans here." Jin-ah was taken to her room. The walls changed color based on her mood. The bed adjusted to her body perfectly. A window showed the neutron star spinning below. You are Jin-Ah of Earth. Jin-Ah turned to see her roommate. He had blue skin like Da-hyun, but with 6 arms and sharp teeth. His eyes were solid black. I am Ta-ho of the Goran Empire. I am ranked first in physics. You are ranked. He looked at a screen on his wrist. You are not ranked. Humans have never been ranked. I'm here to learn, Jin-Ah said carefully. Tai-ho made a sound like rocks grinding. It might have been a laugh. You are here because the Academy Board wanted to make a point. Humans are weak. Your world is primitive. Your technology is simple. Your brains are small. Jin-Ah felt her face grow hot. We'll see about that. Tai-ho showed all his teeth. Yes, we will see. Later, Jin-Ah met Su-mai and Ha-won for dinner in the Great Hall. The food was served by floating robots. It changed to match what each species liked to eat. My roommate says humans are the charity cases this year, Su-mai whispered. We're only here so the Academy can say they gave humans a chance. Ha-won nodded. My teacher told me no human has ever passed the biotech classes. They think our brains can't understand it. A bell rang. All students stood as a tall alien with golden skin walked to the center of the room. He wore a white robe with strange symbols. That's Chancellor Jai-ho, someone nearby whispered. Welcome to the new year at the Academy, Jai-ho said. His voice was deep and seemed to come from everywhere at once. As always, you are the best minds from across the galaxy. His eyes moved to Jin-Ah, Su-mai, and Ha-won. This year, we welcome our first human students. The Academy believes in giving all species a chance to prove themselves. Many aliens made sounds of disagreement. Some turned their backs to the humans. This year's main challenge will be special, Jai-ho continued. Teams must design new technology that could change the balance of power in our galaxy. The winning team will earn positions on the Galactic Council. Jin-Ah looked at Su-mai and Ha-won across the room. They all understood now. This wasn't just school. This was politics. This was about power. The Goran Empire has won this challenge for 50 years in a row, Ta-ho said loudly from beside Jin-Ah. It will be 51 this year. Jin-Ah watched Chancellor Jai-ho. He was looking directly at the human girls. His eyes weren't friendly. They were waiting to see them fail. They invited us here to watch us lose, Jin-Ah whispered to herself. But we won't give them what they want. Jin-Ah sat in the physics lab, trying to use the strange tools. The professor, Yoon-seo, had given her old equipment while other students got the newest devices. Human, your calculations are wrong, Yoon-seo said loudly. Everyone turned to look at Jin-Ah. You still think like an Earth scientist. That is why you fail. Jin-Ah looked at her work again. Her answers were different from the others, but she knew they were right. Earth physics and Academy physics use different methods, but the truth should be the same. My answers are correct, she said quietly. Just different. Yoon-seo's eyes narrowed. Prove it. Jin-Ah walked to the main screen. Her hand shook as she wrote her equations. The class watched in silence. When she finished, she stepped back. Yoon-seo studied the screen. His face showed nothing, but Jin-Ah saw his third eye blink rapidly. That meant surprise. Your method is unusual, he finally said, but the answer is acceptable. It was the closest thing to praise Jin-Ah had heard since arriving. In the math department, Su-mai faced similar problems. The Academy used a number system with 16 base units, not 10 like Earth. Su-mai had to convert everything in her head. Your species uses such primitive methods, her teacher said. How do you build anything at all? But when Su-mai solved a problem that had stumped the class for days, using Earth math, the teacher stopped talking. Ha-won had the hardest time in biotech. Someone kept changing her samples when she wasn't looking. Her experiments failed again and again. One day, she caught a student touching her work. He had skin like tree bark and 6 eyes. Stop that, Ha-won said. Humans don't belong here, the student hissed. Go back to your dirt planet. Leave her alone. A quiet voice came from behind them. A small alien with silver fur and large ears stood there. His name was Sangmin, and he rarely spoke to anyone. This isn't your business, the bark-skinned student said. Fairness is everyone's business, Sangmin replied. Or did you forget the Academy's first rule? The bark-skinned student walked away, angry but silent. Thank you, HFY said to Sangmin. My world was like yours once, he said softly. New to the galaxy. Looked down upon. Now it's gone. Conquered last year. He turned away. Good luck, human. After 3 weeks at the Academy, a message appeared on every student's screen. The first challenge was announced. All students will form teams of 3, the message read. You must build a working model of a gravity manipulation device in 48 hours. Teams will be formed by student choice. In the Great Hall, students quickly formed groups. No one approached the humans. We don't want humans, one group said when Sumai asked to join. You'll make us lose, another told Jinnah. With no other choice, the 3 humans formed their own team. This was exactly what the Academy wanted, to isolate them. We can do this, Jinnah said in their small workroom. We'll combine what we've learned. They worked through the night. Jinnah applied her physics knowledge. Sumai created new equations that combined Earth and Academy math. HFY found a way to use living cells to power the device, something no one at the Academy had tried before. They didn't sleep. They barely ate. Their fingers bled from working with the strange tools, but slowly their device took shape. When time ran out, all teams brought their devices to the Great Hall. The Goran team led by Taeho went first. Their device was beautiful and worked perfectly. The crowd cheered. Other teams showed their work. Some failed. Some succeeded. Then it was the humans' turn. Their device looked strange, a mix of Academy technology and Earth ideas. When Jinnah turned it on, nothing happened at first. Taeho smiled. Then, slowly, the device lifted into the air. It floated higher than any other teams had gone. It didn't just control gravity. It defied it. The hall was silent. Chancellor Jaho studied the humans with new interest. Luck, Taeho said loudly. Nothing more. But Jinnah saw worry in his eyes. The humans had passed the first test. Jinnah couldn't sleep. Their team had done well in the first challenge, but she felt something was wrong. Why were humans invited now, after being ignored for so long? She slipped out of bed while Taeho slept. All students had small computers that connected to the Academy network. Jinnah had noticed that these computers worked in a strange way. They seemed to know what you wanted before you asked. Jinnah had been working on her computer in secret. She found a way to ask it questions it wasn't supposed to answer. Tonight, she would try to learn the truth. She typed, "Why were humans invited to the Academy this year?" The screen flashed red. Access denied. Jinnah smiled. She had expected this. For 2 weeks, she had been writing a special program based on Earth coding, but mixed with what she had learned at the Academy. She ran her program now. The screen flickered. Then words appeared. ASCSSNEN of Earth for Puro CSing Pi GORON Empire. Human sub GCTs. At ACADEMY for TSDing the Evori FULUL Planet evaluation. Jinnah's heart stopped. Processing. Planet evaluation. These words sounded bad. Very bad. She dug deeper. What she found made her feel sick. The Academy wasn't just a school. It was the science arm of the Galactic Council. They decided which worlds lived or died, which species deserved to join the galaxy, and which ones would be processed. Jinnah read about other worlds. Species that had failed at the Academy were later invaded. Their people were enslaved. Their planets were stripped of resources. She had to tell Sumai and HFY. The next morning, the 3 humans met in a quiet corner of the garden dome. Plants from 1,000 worlds grew here, including some from Earth. Are you sure about this? Sumai asked after Jinnah told them what she found. I saw the files myself, Jinnah said. They're testing us. If we fail, Earth is next on their list. What can we do? Hawan looked around nervously. We're just 3 people. We need to pass every test, Jinnah said. We need to show them humans are valuable. That won't be enough. The voice came from behind a large blue tree. Dahyun stepped out. The girls jumped up, ready to run. Don't be afraid, he said softly. I'm not here to stop you. You're the academy representative, Sumai said. You work for them. I work for something more important. Dahyun looked around to make sure they were alone. Freedom. He rolled up his sleeve. A mark was burned into his blue skin. 3 stars in a circle. I am part of the resistance. Many worlds fight against the Goran Empire in secret. We arranged for you 3 to be invited here. You did. Jinnah couldn't believe it. Why? Because humans think differently. The Goran have ruled for 1,000 years. They control the academy. They decide which worlds live and which die. But they fear humans. Fear us? Hadwan asked. Why would they fear us? Because you do what they say is impossible. Your minds work in ways they don't understand. That first challenge proved it. Jinnah thought about their gravity device. It was different from all the others. The Goran want you to fail, Dahyun continued. They want proof that humans are worthless. Then they can process Earth without breaking council rules. Process? Sumai asked. Take your resources, enslave your people, erase your culture. Dahyun's eyes were sad. Like they did to my ancestors' world, like they've done to hundreds of worlds. The humans were quiet. This was bigger than they had thought. This wasn't just about proving themselves at school. This was about saving Earth. What can we do? Jinnah finally asked. Keep winning, Dahyun said. But be careful. The Goran are watching you now. Your success with the first challenge was not expected. He started to leave, then turned back. Remember, you're not alone. There are friends here. Find them. Earth's future depends on it. He walked away, leaving the 3 human girls with a weight heavier than any test or challenge. They weren't just students anymore. They were Earth's last hope. We need friends, Jinnah told Sumai and Hawan. We can't do this alone. 1 week after learning the truth from Dahyun, the humans had a plan. They would find others who might help them, others who also feared the Goran Empire. Jinnah started in her physics class. She noticed a student named Junho who always sat alone. He had skin that changed color with his mood, now mostly gray. His people were known for their engineering skills. After class, Jinnah approached him. Do you want to study together? Junho looked surprised. You want to study with me? A human with a Navi. Why not? I need help understanding the academy tools. Junho's skin flickered with blue spots, a sign of interest. The Goran took my world 300 years ago. We build their ships now. We have no choice. What if there was a choice? Jinnah asked quietly. Junho's skin turned deep blue. He understood what she was really asking. Meanwhile, Sumai studied the academy social structure. She made charts showing which species talked to each other, which ones avoided each other, and which ones seemed afraid. Look, she showed the others. These 12 species all have something in common. They were all conquered by the Goran in the last 500 years. And they all sit apart at meals, Hawan noticed. Because they're not allowed to form groups, Sumai said. The Goran keep them separate, but they might help us if we approach them one by one. Hawan found her ally in Sangmin. They worked together in the biolab every day. My people were good at mixing genes, Sangmin told her. We could make plants grow on any world. That's why the Goran wanted our planet. Now we grow food for their armies. On Earth, we believe all people should be free, Hawan said. Sang Min's large ears twitched. Freedom is a dangerous idea at the academy. Maybe it's time for dangerous ideas, Hadwan replied. The humans began to host small gatherings in their rooms. They called them Earth Culture Nights. They shared stories about Earth. They taught simple games. They cooked Earth food using academy materials. At first, only a few students came out of curiosity. Then more. Soon, students from 20 different species were visiting the humans. Humans play games just to have fun, asked a student with 4 eyes. Not to train for war. We make music just because it sounds nice, asked another with tentacles. Not to send battle signals. The humans showed them that Earth was different from what the Goran taught about primitive worlds. Jinnah was surprised one night when Tejo asked for help with a physics problem. I don't understand this concept, he admitted. My teachers say to memorize the formula, but I don't see why it works. Jinnah explained it the Earth way, with simple drawings and clear steps. Tejo's eyes widened. That makes sense. They never taught us to think about why, just to follow the rules. On Earth, we always ask why, Jinnah said. That's how we learn. The next day in class, Professor Yumseo was explaining a theory about star formation. He said something that Jinnah knew was wrong, based on Earth science. Usually, she stayed quiet. This time, she raised her hand. Professor, I think there's another explanation. The class went silent. No one questioned teachers at the academy. Earth has observed stars forming in the Eagle Nebula. The process doesn't work the way you described. Yumseo looked angry. Are you saying Goran science is wrong? I'm saying Earth observations show something different, Jinnah said carefully. Perhaps both can be right in different situations. To everyone's surprise, Tejo spoke up. I would like to hear the human explanation. Jinnah explained. She showed data from Earth telescopes. Other students asked questions. For the first time, they had a real discussion instead of just accepting what they were told. After class, students surrounded Jinnah, asking more questions. She saw Da-hyun watching from the doorway. He gave her a small nod. The first step had worked. They were making allies, but they were also making themselves targets. One morning, all screens at the academy flashed with the same message. May DTRM CHALENGANNOUNCDD. Design a new energy source capable of powering a small moon. Teams will be assigned by academy staff. You have 2 weeks. Jinnah, Sumai, and Hadwan met quickly before the team lists were posted. They'll separate us, Sumai said. They don't want humans working together. Then we'll have to spread our ideas to different teams, Jinnah replied. The team assignments appeared. As expected, the humans were placed on different teams. Worse, they were each put with students who had poor grades. Jinnah was assigned to work with Junho and 3 others from worlds conquered by the Goran. Sumai was placed with students who had failed previous challenges. Hadwan was paired with Sangmin and others who had been labeled not creative enough. They want us to fail, Hadwan said when they met secretly that night. Then we'll surprise them, Jinnah said with a smile. In her team's lab, Jinnah shared her ideas based on Earth's quantum physics. The others looked confused at first. This breaks all academy rules, said one teammate with skin like metal. Exactly, Jinnah said. The rules are holding us back. Earth scientists try new things. That's how we discover. Slowly, her team began to work. Junho's engineering skills made Jinnah's theories real. The others contributed ideas they had been afraid to share before. Sumai's team focused on the math. She created a new formula that combined academy math with Earth approaches. This equation predicts more energy than any current source can make, she told her team. But it's impossible, said a teammate. Only if you follow old rules, Sumai replied. Hadwan and Sangmin took a completely different path. They designed an energy source that used living cells. Plants on Earth turn sunlight into energy, HFY explained. What if we could do that on a bigger scale? Their teams worked day and night. Other students watched with growing interest. Some even offered to help. But not everyone was happy. Jinnah caught 2 Goran students trying to delete her team's work files. Sumi's equipment was damaged one night. Someone mixed harmful chemicals into HFY's biological samples. The Goran are scared, Dahyun told them when they met in secret. Your ideas are too good, too different. As the deadline approached, all teams prepared to present their projects. The Great Hall was filled with students, teachers, and important visitors from across the galaxy. Taiho's team went first. Their energy source was a perfect example of Goran technology, powerful, efficient, and exactly what the Academy expected. Then came Jinnah's team. Their device was small and strange-looking. When they turned it on, it hummed softly. A ball of pure energy formed above it, growing larger and brighter until the whole room was lit up. This energy comes from the space between atoms, Jinnah explained. Earth scientists call it zero-point energy. The Academy said it couldn't be captured. We found a way. Next was Sume's team. Their device was built around her new equations. It created energy from the movement between dimensions, something the Academy had said was just theory. Finally, HFY's team presented their living energy source. It was a glowing blue organism that ate light and produced pure energy. It could also reproduce itself, making more energy producers. The organism adapts to its environment, HFY explained. It can live on any moon or planet. The hall was silent. 3 teams with humans had created energy sources that broke Academy rules. And they all worked better than anything seen before. Chancellor Jaho studied the humans with cold eyes. He spoke to an aide who quickly left the room. That night, Dahyun came to Jinnah's room looking worried. You've done too well, he said. The Goran High Command has noticed. They're sending investigators to the Academy. Is that bad? Jinnah asked. Very bad, Dahyun replied. They don't just want you to fail anymore. They want to know how humans think. What makes you different? What does that mean for us? Dahyun's face was grim. It means you're not just students to them now. You're a threat. We need to find out more about the Goran plans, Jinnah told Sumi and HFY. If we're a threat, we need to know why. It was late at night. The 3 humans met in a forgotten storage room that Junho had told them about. No cameras watched here. I've heard rumors about a secret lab, HFY said. Sangmin says it's in the restricted zone. The restricted zone was the one part of the Academy students could not enter. It was protected by guards and locks. Can we get in? Sumi asked. Jinnah smiled and held up a small device. Junho made this. It copies any security code it touches. That night, they waited until most of the Academy was asleep. With help from their growing circle of friends, they created a distraction in the main hall. While guards ran to check it, the humans slipped into the restricted zone. This way, Jinnah whispered, following a map Junho had drawn. They moved through dark halls until they reached a door marked with the Goran Empire symbol, a circle with 3 slashes through it. Jinnah's device copied the door code. The door slid open. Inside was a large lab filled with strange machines. Screens showed images of different planets. One screen showed Earth. Look at this, Sumi said. She pointed to a file labeled Threat Assessment. They opened it. Inside were reports on different species. The Goran had ranked all known intelligent life by how dangerous they were to the Empire. Humans were listed as unpredictable. Creative thinking patterns cannot be modeled. Dangerous if allowed to develop. They fear us because they can't predict what we'll do, HFY said. There's more. Jinnah pointed to another screen. It showed weapons, horrible weapons that could destroy worlds. The Academy isn't just a school, Sumi realized. It's where they develop weapons. HFY found more files. Look at this. They'd been using the Academy to test new ways to control planets for centuries. The best students get to join the weapon programs. Jinnah discovered the most disturbing file of all. Earth is on the target list. They plan to process our planet next year. They'll take our resources and make humans work for them. We have to stop them, Hawan said. But how? Sumai asked. We're just 3 students. Not anymore. The voice came from the doorway. The humans turned in fear, expecting guards. Instead, Dahyun stood there with Junho, Sangmin, and Taiho. Taiho. Jinnah couldn't believe it. You're helping us. Taiho looked uncomfortable. Not all Goran agree with the Empire's ways. Some of us want change. The resistance is bigger than you know, Dahyun said. There are members from dozens of worlds, even from within the Goran Empire itself. But why tell us now? Sumai asked. Because time is running out, Junho said. The final project is coming soon. It's our last chance. Last chance for what? Hawan asked. To show the truth to everyone, Sangmin explained. The final showcase is attended by leaders from across the galaxy. If we can reveal what the Goran Empire is really doing, we need to unite the non-Goran students, Dahyun said. Show them what we found here. Over the next week, the humans organized secret meetings. They met with students from many different species. They showed them the evidence from the restricted zone. The Goran told us we were inferior, Jinnah told the gathered students. They said we couldn't think properly, but really, they fear our different ways of thinking. They keep us separate so we can't share ideas, Sumai added. They don't want us to realize we're stronger together. But what can we do? Asked a student with wings. We form Project Liberation, Taiho said, surprising everyone. On the outside, we'll work on our final projects, but secretly we'll prepare to show everyone the truth at the showcase. That night, as the humans returned to their rooms, Jinnah felt both hope and fear. They had allies now, many allies, but they were also planning to challenge the most powerful empire in the galaxy. And the Goran were watching. The message appeared on all screens throughout the academy. Final CHALLENG. Design technology that will ensure galactic peace for the next millennium. All previous teams dissolved. New teams to be formed by student choice. Showcase in 10 days. Jinnah, Sumai, and Hawan knew what this really meant. The Goran wanted technology to keep their control forever. This is our chance, Jinnah told the secret meeting of Project Liberation. Over 50 students from 30 different species had gathered in the old storage room. Instead of competing, we'll work together, Sumai explained. Each group will seem to work on separate projects, but really, we're building one big project. Won't the teachers notice? Asked a student with scales. Not if we're careful, Hawan said. Each group will work on their specialty, but all parts will fit together at the end. The students split into groups based on their skills. Jinnah led the physics team. Sumai headed the math and data team. Hawan and Sangmin directed the biology group. Junho managed engineering. Even Taiho helped, sharing Goran secrets with selected students. Jinnah's team worked on a new communication system. It could send messages that Goran monitoring systems couldn't detect. This would allow free communication between worlds for the first time in centuries. This is based on Earth's quantum entanglement theory, Jinnah explained to her team. Particles linked at the quantum level can communicate instantly, no matter how far apart they are. Sumai's team created an algorithm that proved something revolutionary. Diverse groups solved problems better than single-species groups. Their data showed that mixing different ways of thinking led to better results every time. This math proves that the Goran way of keeping species separate actually makes the galaxy weaker, not stronger, Sumai told her team. Hawan and Sangmin engineered something incredible, a biological system that could disable Goran weapons without hurting people. It's like a plant that eats only one type of insect, Hawan explained. This organism only affects Goran technology. It leaves everything else alone. As the work continued, Jinnah noticed more teachers watching their groups. Dahyun warned them to be careful. Chancellor Jaiho is suspicious, he said. He's noticed too much movement between different species groups. 2 days before the showcase, Jinnah was working late in the lab when she heard shouting in the halls. She peeked out and saw Dahyun being dragged away by security guards. "What's happening?" she asked a passing student. "The academy security found illegal meetings," the student whispered. "They're arresting the organizers." Jinnah ran to warn the others. They met in Sumi's room. "Dahyun has been arrested," Jinnah told them. "We might be next." "Can we still do this without him?" Hadwan asked. "We have to," Sumai said. "For Earth. For all the worlds the Goran have hurt." "But how?" Jinnah asked. "They'll be watching us now." Taiho, who had joined their meeting, spoke up. "I have an idea. The Goran would never suspect one of their own. I can get our project into the showcase." "Can we trust you?" Hadwan asked. Taiho looked at Jinnah. "Your Earthways made me see things differently. The Empire is wrong to fear new ideas. It's wrong to keep species apart." That night, they moved all their project parts to a secret location Taiho provided. While security searched student rooms, their work remained safe. The next morning, all students received a new message. In CUREASEDCQRATEMEASURES in HFY all studentes return to assigned species areas. Unauthorized meetings forbidden. The humans were separated again. Guards watched them constantly. The night before the showcase, Jinnah found a note under her door. "They know something is planned. Be ready to run." Jinnah destroyed the note and lay awake, thinking about tomorrow. Would their plan work? Or would they be arrested before they could show the truth? Earth's future would be decided in the next 24 hours. The day of the final showcase arrived. The presentation hall was filled with important visitors. Leaders from across the galaxy sat in special seats. Guards stood at every door. Jinnah, Sumai, and Hawan were kept apart, each watched by security. They could only exchange quick glances across the room. Their friends from other species were also being watched. Chancellor Jaiho stood on the main stage. "Welcome to the Academy's final showcase. Today our students will present technology to ensure peace throughout the galaxy." The presentations began. Goran teams showed weapons and control systems. Other teams displayed monitoring technology that could watch entire planets. Each project was about control, not real peace. Jinnah watched the clock. They had planned to present last, but she wasn't sure they would get the chance. Guards were moving toward her. She needed to act now. She pressed a small button hidden in her sleeve. Across the room, Sumai and Hawan did the same. The signals activated Junho's device under the main stage. Suddenly, all screens in the hall changed. The Goran presentation disappeared. In its place appeared the Project Liberation symbol, a circle with a planet breaking free. "What is this?" Chancellor Jaiho demanded. "Guards." But before the guards could move, Jinnah, Sumai, and Hawan ran to the stage. Their friends moved too, blocking the guards' path. "We have something important to show you," Jinnah called to the audience. "The real truth about the Goran Empire and the Academy." Sumai activated their main project. "This is not a weapon. This is information. The most powerful force in the universe." Their combined project began to work. Jinnah's communication system sent signals to planets across the galaxy. Suma's algorithm processed data faster than any computer before. Hawan's biological components adapted to attempts to shut it down. On every screen, the evidence appeared. Secret Goran files about conquered worlds. Plans for Earth's processing. Weapons designed to control populations. The ranking of species by usefulness. For centuries, the Goran Empire has used the Academy to decide which worlds live and which die, Hadwan explained. They keep species apart because they know that together we are stronger than they are. Chaos filled the hall. Guards tried to shut down the screens, but couldn't. Goran officials shouted orders, but no one listened. Leaders from other worlds stood up, demanding answers. This is lies. Chancellor Jaiho shouted. These humans are dangerous. Yes, we are dangerous, Jinnah agreed. Dangerous to empires built on fear, dangerous to those who crush new ideas. Sumai stepped forward. Our project proves that diversity creates strength. When different species work together, we solve problems no single species can solve alone. The screens now showed their research data. It was clear and simple. Mixed groups had better results than single species groups every time. Haiwan pointed to another screen. This is our real final project. Not a weapon, but a plan. A new galactic council where all worlds have a voice, where no empire can decide another world's fate. Suddenly, Taiho stepped onto the stage. The room went quiet. A Goran joining the humans was shocking. I am Goran, he said. I was taught that my people were superior, that other species needed our control. He looked at Jinnah. I was wrong. We were all wrong. I have seen what happens when we listen to different ideas instead of fearing them. Security forces burst into the hall. Among them were soldiers in Goran military uniforms. Stop this now, ordered their leader. But it was too late. The truth was spreading across the galaxy. Jinnah's communication system couldn't be blocked. On 100 worlds, people were seeing the evidence. You can arrest us, Jinnah told them. But you can't stop what's happening. Ideas are free now. Around the room, leaders from many worlds stood up. Some approached the stage, standing with the humans. The Goran Empire ends today, said one leader. We demand a new council. Jinnah looked at Sumai and Haiwan. They had done it. 3 human girls had changed the galaxy. Empires would fall. A new way would begin.